and welcome to the JTrain podcast. It's JTrain, Jared Freid, coming live from the West Village of Manhattan. We're here every Monday with your emails, your stories, your questions. I say it every episode. Let me say it again. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for telling a friend, a coworker, a brother, a sister, a mama, a papa, anyone with ears. We'll take the earless community as well. And we appreciate it. I have to start with a thank you because I don't got a billboard. I got you and your big fat fucking mouth, okay? That's how we spread the word. And if you're hearing me, and how do we spread the word? We share Instagram stories, tweeting, the group chat, a text to a friend. Oh my God, this dude, he's talking about exactly what you were talking about the other day. And listen, why a podcast? I can't even believe I've been doing this podcast for over a decade, and there's still people, not a podcast person. No, I don't do the podcast. Yeah, there were people that weren't ATM people, and we call them fucking idiots now. Okay? So there's someone in your life that they need. The podcast is made to put your brain on the shelf, let Papa JT take the wheel. I'll take you for a Sunday drive. And then you jump back on and you deal with your own shitty thoughts. I listen to podcasts. I'm a podcast listener. So there's someone in your life that needs the gift of Papa JT, the Wizard of Ha, the Climax Czar. They need me. Okay? And it feels, ooh, does it feel good? Shelby, it feels good. Yeah. When someone shares the show, it is like you're taking a feather. It's like you're like a little fairy with a feather, fluttering underneath my balls, just feathering the nuts. That's how it feels, up and down the seam. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, that's how it feels. Every time I see an Instagram story or a post or a tweet, or even when you support the sponsors, we have sponsors, there's ways to pay. Oh, that's a good t-shirt. I got ways to pay. Okay? I got ways to pay. Share. The sponsors all have promo codes. That's free money for you. Okay? I'm done begging. Okay? Now, before we get into today's show, I'm on the road. People, I'm on the road. Madison, Wisconsin this weekend. Love Madison, Wisconsin. Cannot wait to hang out in Madison. Tampa, La Jolla. We have a U Up live show in Boston. Then we're going to go to Minneapolis. Minneapolis, you've been asking. I get your DMs. I'm coming, okay, for the Minneapolis Comedy Festival. U Up on San Francisco and U Up, LA U Up. And then Huntsville, Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee, Austin for U Up, Chicago, we're coming back for U Up, New York City, Dayton, Ohio, Washington, D.C. That's right, D.C. people, I'm coming back. Albany, New York. JaredFreid.com, JaredFreid.com for tickies. Very excited. Today's guest, the queen of confidence, Serena Kerrigan. Thank you for coming
Serena
on.
fucking Kerrigan.
Serena fucking Kerrigan. I'm sorry,
this
your
is my
formal
second
name.
time
I know
around.
you're back. It's great to have you back. Thank you for coming.
It's great to be, in the West Village with you.
I know, we're neighbors.
I see you all the time at the Elk.
That's right. We got to give an Elk plug. You are you. There's Serena fucking Kerrigan merch.
I know.
At the Elk, and then I walk in there. I feel kind of cool. I go, I know her.
You know, it's funny when I walk in there, they literally are like, "Who are you?" And I was
Come
like,
on.
It's okay. We're gonna work on it.
I go in there. I'm on a first name basis with those people.
You are?
I love it there.
Damn.
Well, there's two coffee shops, and I've talked about this on the podcast many a time. There's two fancy coffee shops that are fancy for different reasons. Two types of rich.
Okay.
There's Elk.
Okay, which is what type?
Man, that is out east rich.
Okay.
To me. Okay. Then there's 11th Street Cafe. That's Vermont rich.
Yes.
And it's interesting that they'd like war against each other.
And then what if it's like Maison Kitsune? Like, what is that one?
That's like Japanese rich,
Okay,
that's a
like
broad rich.
Europe rich.
It's very rich. Yeah, Europe. So
Yeah.
a lot of choices for your rich coffee orders here in the West Village.
Mm-hmm.
So listen.
I make my coffee at home, by the way.
Do you?
I do.
Is that a subtle brag? You make? Are we?
No, I
starting this way?
by make I don't have like espresso beans.
Okay,
I'm telling you, like I pour out from a jug from the Starbucks.
Okay, it's like a cold brew in the fridge.
Yes, because I honestly I think that's a really good way to save money is the coffee.
Listen, you're sounding like a boomer at this point. A cup of coffee, you could put that money away. You'd have a house.
Okay, I mean
that's okay, but these are strategies for life.
Strategies.
So what's going on? Are you dating? Are you single?
The last time I feel like we became friends after the last podcast. And I'm really great at giving out dating advice. I call myself the Coach K of dating.
The Coach K of dating. Oh, you're a dookie too.
Yeah, I'm a dookie.
Yeah, okay.
So, and
R.I.P. Coach K.
I saw someone be like,
Well, he didn't die, but he's hypothetical.
The way my heart.
Breaking news. No.
Wait, almost just threw up.
Your face changed right away. No, he retired.
I don't want to talk about the UNC.
The new guy's good. I don't know.
Whatever. So basically, love Coach K. Long live Coach K.
Yes, long live. He's going to live forever. Don't worry. I'm sorry, everybody.
You should honestly do another year.
Yeah.
Basically, like I'm curious what your take on this is. And I'm curious, like, if you know, what's the latest update with your love life. But, someone said, kind of like a trolly comment being like, how are you like, an expert in this space if like you haven't been in a relationship in a couple of years? But by the way, I've had many relationships. And by the way, coaches don't play.
Yeah.
And I'm an
Coach
expert
K would get his ass kicked if he went on the court.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So there you fucking go.
You have to see the arena in front of you.
I feel like bird's eye view.
Always easier when it's not you too. This is the other thing.
Always.
When it's your own problems,
Always.
you're sitting there going, and I do this with myself all the time. And look, I get that feedback a lot. Like I've been in long relationships, short term, but I'm giving an opinion on things I've felt in that moment that I was too afraid to fucking do. And advice is easy to give, tough to take. And so I have done it so many times. I'll give you an example. This morning, I had 2 dates set up for tonight. Okay?
Not one, but two.
Not one, two. That's right. So and it happened because I've been traveling and it just, I'm like looking back at my text, I'm like, I've made some promises.
Right.
Okay, this happens. Both people I've never met before.
Okay.
So I do feel like...
Why don't you just do one and then two? Well, that's the beauty of New York.
In the one night, you could just go from...
You could abso-fucking-lutely.
That was an option. On the list of options, that was amongst the thoughts I had.
That was number one.
Well, that was number one, and I said, you know what, Jared... Let's be an adult. That would be like 25-year-old Jared. I'd be like, okay, we got, I travel. And I understand
but you travel. Time is money. I'm sorry, but like...
That mentality makes sense to me. Okay. I'm too lazy at this point.
So am I.
This is on me. Yeah. So I went, number one, I was like, do them both. And I'm like, you're not doing that.
Okay.
Stop it, Jared. And then I go, number two is, who are you excited to see? And I went back through and there was one that I was like, we're at this point, I'm like not, it was just, we're forcing this.
Why? Took too long to get to the date?
Too long to get to the date. It went from me stopping talking on the app to then a DM like, hey, where you been on the app?
No.
To, and then you go, and you start rethinking things. Because you go, and again, I'm with you. Like, no. Now, Jared. They're DMing you. They're making you rethink it. At that point, it becomes food in the fridge. Like, throw away the food. It's like
I didn't know we were equating women to food to throw away.
But for a man too. This is
no, men are trash. Men are trash. But I think you're right. I think that the going from the app and for her to reach out and DM to me just really gives off like it just feels really desperate. Even though that might not be it.
I wouldn't call her desperate. I would say I understand that she's like, I've been on the app and been like, I can see how this would work.
Which is why I feel like the second you match with someone, you do a couple exchanges, and then I give them my number, like right up, because I'm like, it's got to get out of the app. It's not real until it's out of the app.
Well, that's the thing, and I'm traveling, so then you push along, and you go, and you start convincing yourself. Again, the food in the fridge thing isn't me. I would say desperate is as mean as food in the fridge. But I would say the food in the fridge analogy is like, because I will eat the pizza in the fridge.
Wait, she's gonna listen to this. We're fucked. Okay.
No.
Okay,
it's fine.
But on that note,
I think we're okay.
But on that note,
I've said nothing wrong.
Neither have I. I do feel like it's a little desperado, but also at the same time, it's just like you want to get to the date. My question for you is this, and this is something that I've been really struggling with, is like, how has your, public persona impacted your dating life? Like, you talk about dating. Like, I talk about dating. I've been having this issue where, like, I'll meet someone out, not like super, like at a dinner party or something, and we're really hitting it off. And then they're like, what's your Instagram? And I'm having this conundrum where I'm like, I don't want to give them my Instagram because my Instagram is my job.
Sure.
And I'm not at Goldman Sachs fucking watching them on, their computer while they're doing Excel.
Yeah, no. And, but I guess in the defense, everyone's doing their kind of like due diligence. I mean, we are, we're similar generationally as far as like we'll Google things before we go.
Of course.
And so will everyone we know.
Right, but it's like,
and so they're going to Google you just in the same way you would Google them. And I would say the part, I don't think your Instagram would be the problem. To me, my insinuation
what's the problem?
Of your issue would be like they're coming up to like, battle the queen. You know, like there's like
oh
there's
my God,
like
Jared, you call me a queen. Thank you so much.
is the but I'm saying there's a there's a mountain to climb.
Get some good fucking shoes. Let's fucking go.
They're strapping them on. They're going,
hike those boots up,
tying them on tight, and they're going, I'm going to Serena Kerrigan. I'm going to fucking summit.
No wonder.
You don't want to be, and I would, I can understand, from another perspective, you go, well, I don't want to be, like some sort of game for someone. I had someone write to me on a dating app. This was like months apart. I wrote to them, and again, talk about desperate. This could be me being desperate.
Yeah. By the way, I've been desperado before. A million times.
Again, advice easy to give, tough to take. It's
very tough.
So it's So I wrote to this woman. Hinge. I responded to their prompt, and then they. I know I liked their. I responded to their prompt with a question. So then no answer. So then I responded to my own question. I go, I guess I'll go first. Did my joke.
That's good. Okay,
fine.
cool.
Gave it second shot. Done.
Do you practice material on Hinge?
No.
Okay.
No. The material thing, I can't.
All right.
So then I forgot about it, because on Hinge and on a dating app, you never get turned down, which is the beauty of it. That's why we're all on it, because moves down the screen, you move on to the next match. I get that. A month later, she writes back, "Hey, sorry I didn't respond. Just wanted to see if I could match with Jared Freid on an app."
How'd that make you feel?
Horrible.
Yeah.
I was annoyed. I was frustrated about it. I was like, you could have just left this at, you got your thing.
Yeah.
You got it. You didn't have to.
Like, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, I didn't have to be involved. I could have been delusional.
Right.
I could have let it go down the screen.
I think it's actually a compliment. Like, you're the Jared fucking Freid,
Well,
okay?
I don't take it that way, because I'm like, yeah, I'm in my apartment with, kumquats on the wall. So
honestly, I love the kumquats. I think it's a really nice touch. I love this vibe.
We've turned a studio into a studio.
Literally,
really nice.
it's a studio squared.
So, but I think that's the tough part, is like, because
right.
I didn't like how that felt. So, like, do you worry that, like, someone's there for the game of Serena fucking Kerrigan?
This was kind of what we were discussing. So basically, anytime it's really truly wonderful to be your friend for many reasons. You're super talented and fun to be around, but also because I feel like getting a man's perspective on something is just why everyone listens to this fucking podcast.
Sure.
So the other day I was telling you how this guy was texting me non-fucking stop, saying shit like, "Good morning, like I'm just checking in. You seem like you're having a tough time, blah, 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 whatever." And it just came to a point where I was like, why the fuck isn't he asking me out? Like, it was like we weren't good friends. Like, we met maybe once or twice before. And finally I put myself out there, and I thought I did a good job. Like,
you did a great job.
I asked him out in a fun way. And he ultimately decided that the friendship was just too valuable to him. But, like, it wasn't a friendship.
Yeah, you're not friends.
We're not friends.
It's interesting to get the issues you're coming to me with is so funny, because you sent me the screenshot.
Yeah.
And
how lucky am I?
You got a direct line.
Direct fucking line. It's so lit.
To the wizard.
Okay.
And I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's so obvious to me. Like, and basically this guy was like going to a friend. He was getting all the elements of Serena fucking Kerrigan, the fun of the text, the fun of the banter, the fun of this, the sexiness of it. Like, you're in that world of like, oh, we're going to have a fun, flirty text exchange. He's getting all that. And then the minute you were like,
okay,
let's fucking go, he goes, well, we have a friendship here. No, dude. You have a internet girlfriend that makes you feel a certain way, and then you go on with your life, and you're doing things you're going on dates, so you have to, I brought up this, the milk and the cow kind of analogy, is like, you can't get the cow or the milk for free. If you get the milk for free, then why would you buy the cow?
Which he was getting milk for free. It was just like great banter, talking all the time. I don't like texting either.
Well, this is the thing. Your banter is milk. You know, like, we have to consider
I'm aware.
This is the thing. But there's people out there in podcast land, the people that are listening, they're going, why are we the pen pal thing? And it's like, you're giving this the pen pal.
That's attention, that's time, that's effort. So ultimately, we constructed a beautiful text, me and Jared, and I could even read it.
You want to read it?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Okay, so basically what happened was, he ultimately was like, I just want to be your friend. I wouldn't want to fuck up this friendship. Which, like, by the way, like, what friendship? Like, we've been talking for maybe a month max, met twice. It's flirting. So then ultimately, I was like, no worries. Like, I let it go. Then literally the next morning at 8 a.m., he didn't even give me a second to breathe, to like mourn the loss of this potential, not that I actually gave a fuck.
So it starts with, hey, let's go out. He writes back, we're too good of friends.
No. He writes back, oh yeah, let's get a group together. And I was like, no. I'm on a date. And I played it off pretty well. And then he was like, oh shit, I had no idea, haha. And then it was like,
Yeah, the next morning, he's like...
Yeah, and then we were like, we're too good of friends. And I was like, no worries, all good. And then the next morning at 8 a.m., like, you know, the conversation didn't happen the night before at like 11 p.m. Like, he didn't even give me a full 12 hours to fucking like just process what just went down. Because, you know, I thought he was into me. He says, good morning, how are we? Are we good? And then I said to Jared, I was like, you know what? Like, we are good, but like, you can't have me.
No, I mean... Good morning text. I mean, does he? That's the thing.
That's what
like,
I don't even send my mom a good morning. I don't fucking.
It's crazy. No. Good morning text. You're an insane person. This is fucking crazy. I saw that and I was like, this guy is coming back for his milk. You know, if we go back to that analogy, like. He's
and
like,
milk does taste good. It does.
He's looking for that attention.
So I said this. And I think this is good to read because I feel like people always don't know how to end things amicably. And I think it was pretty... I said, hi, yeah, we're totally good. In the spirit of being transparent, I can't text with you the way that we text as friends. Like I can't with the good morning with you forever, you know? That was Jared. I hear your side and I totally appreciate it. But for now, I'm going to put my energy into something else. I hope you can appreciate that. And I'm sure I'll see you out soon. Smiley face, exclamation point. Done. His reaction was a little bizarre, but
what was his reaction to that?
He was like, I can't believe you just broke up with me.
Well, this is the thing.
But he's trying to be funny, I think.
He's trying to be funny, but he's trying to be like the victim here.
He tried to play the victim.
He's also trying to let you know, like, I'm still here. Anytime you want to come back. That's the thing. And it's like, what I've noticed from this podcast, from all the, you know, the emails I get from women is like, and we have one today that's kind of on this note where it's like, I want to be loved, or I want it to be smashed out into the ground. I want a yes or a fucking no.
It's a fuck yes or a no.
Well, this is what you want. This guy, and for a lot of guys, we love vague options.
Why?
It's back to the fridge thing. We want food in the fridge. Your whole life, you're told, make the move, make the move, make the move. Talk to the girl. Take her out. Pay for dinner.
Okay.
You're put in the position of a lot of embarrassment.
So
you want to make sure that there's safe options that you can come back to.
But let's be honest with you.
Without being turned down, because getting turned down, I think you and I are on the same page. It's summertime. It's time to get out there. Let's start meeting people in person. Like, everyone wants the IRL summer. Everyone wants to be out there on the West Side Highway talking to someone
Summer
new.
fucks. Yeah,
Summer
baby.
fucks. The whole we've branded the shit out of this.
We have.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Everyone wants that. We have to also remember it is fucking hurtful out there too. The internet offers safety. The internet was created by nerds to make nerds feel more safe. We have to remember that. So cool people, you know, now we're using it to do the same things and we're getting used to it. So, you know, I was at a bar. I was at Spaniard. I love Spaniard.
Okay.
Because it's like going into like a zoo of 27-year-olds.
Right.
Okay.
Which I thought at this point, you know.
What's that?
We would graduate. But.
Yeah. No. I go back late. I just like to just watch the world in front of me. Maybe something's going to happen. Okay. Who knows? They have a bench seat there. Okay. There's a bench seat in between the two bars. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. As you walk, the bar's kind of split in two. You walk in the first bar and then you can go back to the second bar where there's a TV. Mm-hmm. I always try to watch the TV. If there's a game on, that'd be great. There's a little bench seat. So I saw the bench seat opened up. I go sit down and I'm on it. It could fit two comfortably, three if we had to, do something. This woman comes up to me, cute, and I'm like, she's coming up to me. I'm like, holy shit, hot chick coming up to me. Great. She comes up to me and she goes, hey, are you going to be there a while? Have you just sat down? And I go, I just sat down, but you know what? I can scooch over if you'd like. I got to the word scooch. She had already turned around, was like, he's not moving. No, he's not going to go. And you're like, and I'm sitting there going, ooh.
Did it hurt? Did it hurt?
Of course. I'm like, oh, maybe she's coming over to me to talk to me. Oh, maybe she knows me. Maybe follows on Instagram. No, he ain't moving. No, it can only fit. No, so I'm saying, we all want the IRL summer. But it's going to be tough. It's not easy.
I think that's the thing about the apps. It's like you can get rejected and not even know that you were rejected. That's the whole point, right? Like Raya, you don't match with someone unless they pick you.
Yes.
Hinge, like you just can X someone, but like we'll never know.
There's no.
No one wants to approach.
I know.
And I, quite frankly, like I want to be approached.
I think everyone does. I mean, even I'd like to approach, and the advice I've been giving out that I've been trying to follow on my own, like again, easy to give, tough to take, is like, what are you drinking? Like, I think people order a drink that's a little mini art project. I think that's like a good approach. I think I love your shoes. Like,
No, you have to. It has to be like
Positive.
a question is nice too. Like, what are you drinking? Like, what should I order? Like, do you like what? Yeah,
These are all good approaches.
I think those are good approaches when you make it about something that isn't about them. Not like, hey, where are you from? Make it about an object.
An object, exactly. And again, art projects. We're all narcissists. We all like creating. We all put the art on the fucking fridge. But on the subject of breaking, breaking the ice. We're going to talk about let's fucking
or
date.
like literally this works.
Okay. I'm holding it up for the YouTubers at home. If you're on YouTube, it's called Let's Fucking Date. It's a card game. I have all the iterations. You've sent me all the iterations.
Okay,
I got them. This is great.
Sure.
So now,
Have you ever fucking used them yet?
I haven't. I'm embarrassed to say because I don't, when I read you put up stories about
testimonials,
the testimonials, and they're great and loving.
Beds have been broken.
So what can we do? Give me an example.
Oh, you want to break your bed?
No,
You want to break your bed?
I'm going to break the bed right now. I want to know, but like when I read them, I'm like, this seems like it's for 4 dates in.
Yes, you're right. It's
I would
not a
say-
first date.
that's
No,
what I'm
okay,
saying.
so basically it goes
This is like
first
even
base.
pre where I'm at.
It's
Yeah.
first base, second base, third base, home fucking run. So I think that you're right.
Wait,
like,
explain that to me. This is the home run.
no. These questions are.
Okay.
Wow, you didn't even fucking open the deck.
No.
Okay. These questions. Never giving you a PR again.
I like the sweatshirt.
Okay, so you would love the game.
Yeah.
This deck comes in 4 categories,
Okay.
right? So each question like has it at the top. So it goes first base, second base, third base, home fucking run.
Mm-hmm.
The higher the base, the hotter the question. So you could pull out base 1 and 2 at a bar, play with a group of friends. Like that's what people do.
So you would for example, you'd be at a bar with friends, you'd see a home fucking run one, you go, we'll put this at the bottom of the deck.
Well, I mean,
I'm saying you could hypothetically do that.
what's the last text you sent about me? I mean, we could hypothetically that's a home run question, which could
so
be
these
hot.
are all questions you'd be afraid to ask, but you're getting, prompted to ask.
What about this one? This is great. What's the photo that you show to your friends and say that's them?
Oh,
That's a good one.
I've always said I'm too scroll hot. You got to go down my page a couple. I'm not right. You can't just give over my profile. I'm
Why
like,
not?
no. If that's my look. Is you can't just release.
You could release.
The Instagram profile.
You could release. Okay, so another one is like, what would your family think of? Yes, they're questions that like you would never want to prompt.
What would your family think of me?
Yeah, it's fun. But yes, you're right. I think a first date's a little strong. I would bring this out on date maybe 3, 2.
The way the testimonials
What
sound,
is one thing you wanted to say to me but haven't yet? It's kind of hot.
Great question. Great bar question. You're like 10
You could also
minutes
play this
in.
with friends.
Yeah, play with friends.
Please try it.
Okay, we're going to try it. Let'sfuckingdate.com.
Yeah.
Let's get the cards. I'm going to bring it out with me in my back pocket anytime. I'll just
that
hit 'em
girl
with
that
it.
you were sitting on that bench with, she wouldn't have left if you had the fucking game.
She didn't even make it to the bench. It's like,
He's not leaving.
yeah. So listen, everyone go follow Serena at Serena Kerrigan. Go right now. All the great stuff.
We need to do that again. Where was the enthusiasm? Go. Let's fucking
Go. I don't have to listen. I'm not. That's not my brand. This is an order. At Serena Kerrigan. Go fucking follow right now. All platform at Serena Kerrigan. I also didn't want to confuse. I actually would think it would be at Serena fucking Kerrigan, but I don't know. Are you allowed to do that?
It's preferable for brands maybe to
I
not.
got you. Yeah, you gotta get paid. At Serena Kerrigan, go follow right now. Talk about getting paid. We are sponsored people. People. Babbel. Learning a second language in school wasn't exactly a high point for some of us. I fucking sucked at learning a second language. You speak Spanish fluently.
Sí, hablo español.
I'm lost. Now thanks to Babbel, I can talk to Serena fucking Kerrigan. The language learning app that's sold more than 10 million subscriptions. There's a fun and easy way to learn a new language. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world. Here's what I'll say about Babbel. Here's what I love. Talk about putting your brain on the shelf. You listen to the JTrain podcast and you're like, let me do an hour on my walk with Babbel and improve my life. Don't you want to go on vacation? Don't you want to go to Europe? Don't you want to go to Spain? Don't you want to have a hot siesta? Okay? The only way you're going to do that with Babbel, because you got to get to the bathroom. Okay? Hey, where's the bathroom? Yeah, donde el baño. Okay? So, listen, Babbel is a way to improve your life. I'm telling you right now, Babbel's 15-minute lessons. 15 minutes!
Easy.
What the fuck are you doing? 15-minute lessons. Yeah, get off of Instagram, like my shit, then get off of Instagram, and use Babbel. Babbel's 15-minute lessons make it the perfect way to learn a new language on the go. Babbel lessons were created by over 100 language experts not AI like the other apps. Choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, German. You can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, and even live classes, so you'll learn the way that's best for you. Oh, so there's different ways to learn, right side of the brain, left side of the brain. And with Babbel's speech recognition technology, you improve your pronunciation and accent. Plus, Babbel comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Right now, save up to 60% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/JTrain. That's babbel.com/JTrain for up to 60% off your subscription. Babbel, language for life. Here with Serena Kerrigan. Let's go. Lifestyle question, not drinking on a golf trip. See, you're out. I see you out. We have had, I see you at restaurants, you're at parties. The drinking.
Yeah, what about
Tough for me.
Why?
I drink every fucking night. I'm like last night I hadn't drank. I didn't have a drink last night. I was proud of myself and I was like, this is sad that I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
It had been, because I was on the road. I was, Denver, New Orleans. These are drinking towns. Denver, New Orleans, Athens, Georgia, Columbus, Ohio, San Francisco. And I got back. I was like,
You simply have to take a break.
I need a break. You're out there. What do you do?
I really try to limit during the week. That being said, Monday and Tuesday were definitely drinking days for me. And I'm going to drink tonight and tomorrow. But I think it's really about, capping it at 2 drinks if you can during the week.
2 drinks. And listen, I'm a more an extra guy. When 2 drinks is enough.
It's done.
I think spreading
especially if you're going on a date.
JTrain, thanks for all that you do. I'm a longtime listener of all your pods. Came to your show in Cincinnati, the one next door to the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, I'm pretty big time. Recommend you to all my friends. I'm writing this email on behalf of my husband. My husband recently decided to cut way back on alcohol and essentially doesn't drink at all anymore. He used to be a heavy drinker. Nothing crazy, just a lot of beer while golfing, football games, etc. No specific reason why he stopped, but just feels he has a more clear head, less anxiety, feels better for his overall health when he doesn't drink. I think that speaks to me.
I literally wish I could be your husband.
You need anyway. We got a new husband for you. This brings me to the specific issue at hand. He's set to go on a golf trip with 3 other guys in about a month, all of whom are social heavy drinkers. Fine. The problem is the expectation is that everyone drinks whatever they want over the course of the weekend, charges it to the room where they're staying, and then at the end of the weekend, it all gets split 4 ways. He doesn't want to seem like a cheapskate, but it feels wrong for him to pay $300 or whatever 1/4 of the total drinking cost is. Probably more than that. Essentially for his buddies to drink while he just pounds Diet Cokes all weekend. Does he say something beforehand? And if so, how does he word it without coming off cheap? Does he offer up his spot on the trip to someone else? Does he suck it up and pay? Thanks for all you do. What do you think, Serena Kerrigan?
Okay, so one of my best friends, who's also actually on my team, Chloe, she doesn't drink. And we talked about this. I actually have a lot of friends that don't drink, and they get into this conundrum because they go to group dinners, they go to all these things. I actually think in this case, if he can afford it, what I would do for him is I would put it all on actually his card, and then he can subtract, which is kind of a crazy thing to do.
Explain this a little bit more.
He puts there's a couple scenarios of doing
first
this.
of all, the thing that I'm like jumping on, and I don't know, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt. But
okay.
Yeah.
Pause. Let's actually go back. One, I don't think you should feel embarrassed or petty or that you're being cheap by being like, hey, I'm not drinking. That's like if everyone was gonna, go on a gondola ride and you didn't go, why would you have to pay for it? It's remotely the same thing.
And I think we all know all these gondola rides we're doing. We gotta make sure
many.
Yeah.
I think it just requires taking out a fucking calculator and just doing the math, which is not that difficult. Also, you could put the whole thing on your card, which is ridiculous, but you could, and then you could divide it out.
And then you can say, hey, everyone, this is how much you owe me. You become the accountant.
Which is nice.
Which
is actually nice, and also kind of, you can avoid the conversation that way.
He's going on the trip. That option.
Yeah, the whole thing of not going because you're not drinking, that's a bad precedent.
When it's the wife sending in the email being like, hey, my wife says I can't. You don't want to be that wife.
Yeah, right.
You don't want to be.
So he wants to go on the trip, and he should.
Here's the other thing: people change. Just like your husband has cut back on drinking, so are these guys. So let's keep that in mind. Like she's saying, they're all heavy social drinkers. There's a little bit of judgment in that based on the people you used to know. Just like your husband, these guys are slowing down too. I'm slowing down. We're all slowing down. So that's part of this too. Except for Serena. She's speeding up. So no, I would say, I think, I love your idea about putting it on his tab. You put the credit card, because points. So now you're getting some of it back. That's a good thing. I would also say, let's get ahead of this. I think getting ahead is always the answer. It's not the crime, it's the cover up. You're not annoyed at the person at the group dinner who's like, can we do separate checks before you sit down? You're annoyed at the person at the group dinner who goes, well, I had 3 ounces, get ahead. So I would say to this guy, hey, here's my suggestion to you. I think as the wife writing this in, I just want to make sure you got to be careful of like being the puppeteer, because you got to let him make the decision you want him to make, which it sounds like she's kind of doing. I would say to him, here's an idea. Text the whole group. Can we do separate tabs this weekend? I'm not drinking as much lately. Let's figure out a different way to pay for this. Now it's ahead. It's been said. The guys will go, yeah, whatever. What do we think? Now a plan is being made. If you get ahead, you're always good.
Totally agree. I totally agree. I think, these are also your friends. Like, you shouldn't feel, but I have to say, like, I've been in situations where, like, I'm at dinner with my friends and I don't want to drink, and I feel an extreme amount of pressure. Like, you're not drinking? And I'm like, well,
I'm not drinking becomes a judgment on the people drinking.
And I don't do that to people, but it's been done to me. And then, of
they're
course,
doing it to themselves.
Like, I was like, and then I'm like, no, I didn't want to do this to begin with.
I know.
So I think it's tough. I think it's like, it's also that. It's not even just the money. I think it's like maybe the fear of like, well, what are they going to say? Like, I don't know how close they are, but at the end of the day, they're your friends. They should want the best for you.
In addition to the whole thing is like, he's going to have a beer. She says he's cut back. He's going to go have a beer. He's going to hang out.
Yeah.
And so I think he doesn't. The cheapskate is the ticky-tacky, I ate 1 fry, so I should only pay 10 cents for the fry. No. Hey, can we do separate tabs this weekend? I'm kind of doing my own thing. Boom.
Done.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Here with Serena Kerrigan. @Serena Kerrigan. Let'sFuckingDate.com. Get the card game. I'm looking at it. I mean, it's a great idea. We just talked about how hard it is to break the ice. Get off the internet. Use these. We're going old school.
There you fucking go.
Let'sFuckingDate.com.
Guaranteed best sex of your life. Promise.
Best sex of your life.
Or your money back. Just kidding. We don't do refunds. But trust me, for $25, come on.
Hypothetically, okay. JTrain. Afraid of the suburbs. Would you ever move to the suburbs? You're a city woman.
I'm a born and raised New Yorker. I was conceived in the West Village. I was conceived in this building. No, I'm just kidding, but close. I think my parents literally lived on.
That's a weird
Street.
Conversation with mom and dad. Where was I conceived? Was this brought up?
They divorced when I was 2, so that's kind of my only fond memory that I don't actually remember of them together.
That's the last family moment
in the West Village. Suburbs for me, no, I will definitely be a New Yorker forever, but I would definitely get a country house.
Okay.
Like a
country
Hamptons,
house for those.
Fire Island.
Yeah, this is a very New York thing. The country house thing is a New Yorker.
What's that?
No one calls it a country house except here.
Oh, what is it called?
Like I remember when I moved here.
It's in the country.
Because it's in the country, but the country could be 20 minutes up the highway. Yeah. This is a New York thing for those out of the New York area. It is so funny when you move here, people are like, oh, yeah, they have a country house. And you go, oh, is there horses? Is there farms? And it's no, it's just a house in the suburbs.
Right.
Yeah. It's hilarious.
So would I move to the country?
Yeah.
I would have a second home.
Yeah, exactly. I understand. Listen, I think you're going to relate to this email because this is very applicable. What's up, Papa JT? Before I get to my question, I want to hit you with some much-deserved feathering. Well, thank you. Get out them feathers. I'm a day one listener from the TFM podcast days, and it's been truly awesome to watch you both your podcasts and your stand-up careers grow over the years. You absolutely nail it with the addition of the Luxury Lounge. I love getting both free and Patreon versions each week. Subtle Patreon plug. Patreon.com/JaredFreid. $5 a month. 2 extra podcasts a week. You can get into that, patreon.com/JaredFreid. For some background, I'm a 26-year-old guy from a major East Coast city, and I'm starting to see my friend group, which mostly consists of college friends and their significant others, split into those who want to move towards settling down and those who aren't quite ready to give up the going out having fun lifestyle. Compounding this problem, my girlfriend, 25, and I have moved away from the city for her grad school program and won't be back until we are 27 and 28 years old. Our major concern here is that when we get back to the city with all our friends, more than half of them will be moving into the marriage kids phase of life. To some extent, we are worried that the fun lifestyle we left in the city, especially before the pandemic, won't be there when we get back. So my question is, how do you navigate a friend group heading towards your 30s? And do you have any advice for managing friendships with people who want to settle down before you? Big thanks for all of the work you do from a guy who's not ready for the burbs.
Okay, let me fucking tell you this. I'm 28 years old and I'm in no rush. And I have, 8 best friends from college. Some of them live in New York City. Some of them don't. And ultimately, some of them, are moved in with their boyfriends and are going to get engaged within the next 2 years. I think but then I made a lot of new friends, and so will you. You're gonna have friends from your grad program. You're gonna get back. You're gonna have a job. Like, yeah, I think it's a very big mistake to ever compare or to live in fear. I'm scared in 3 years. You don't even know what's going to happen in 3 years. In 3 years, everyone could break up, get divorced. The world could end.
You have no idea.
There could be another pandemic.
I think
like, you can't live like that.
You bring up a very good point because they say the way they've worded this is, if I want to go back to, our major concern here is that when we get back to the city, all of our friends, more than half of them, will be moving into the marriage kids phase of life.
How do you know?
And no, they okay. Here's the sentence. Split into those who want to move towards settling down and those who aren't quite ready to give up the going out, having fun lifestyle. But that's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
It's not.
Also, a lot of my friends are in relationships headed towards marriage. Like they've been together for 8 years. They rage with me. They go out with me.
Well, this is a very male perspective, I think, on like what a relationship. It's like going out, having fun, moving to the suburbs, and get serious about life. It's like, you got to let that go. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be helpful. I've been guilty of this as well, where you're like, oh, and then it all ends. And it's like, and I don't think women think of it that way at all. They're like, no, then the fun keeps, marriage, family, we'll go out, we'll have a date night. And it's like a lot of guys are, and I can hear it in this email where they're like
fearful as fuck.
Fearful. Like, just like, oh, then we move to the suburbs and I become dad from the commercial. Like, Dad, you fucking idiot. You know, like.
Nightmare. Is this why, like, you know, when there's bachelor parties, it's like, Brian's last day of freedom or like last weekend of freedom. Why do you lose your freedom? Let me tell you something. When I get fucking married, my life is going to be far from fucking over.
That's the thing. This
like,
is
I want to be a
perspective.
social power couple bitch. You know what I mean?
That's right. Social t-shirt idea. So that could be the wedding t-shirt.
There you go.
The social power
As
couple
if I'm
bitch.
wearing a t-shirt at my wedding. Anyway.
For the the makeup session, whatever. Yeah. So I would say to this person, the key to this whole thing is events. Plan
and by
events.
the way, there's so many.
There's so many, and create them. I remember in college we created this thing called the Mustache Bash, the Tom Selleck Mustache Bash. This is back in college. They were like, what's the Tom Selleck Mustache Bash? And we just started making it up on the spot. People got so fucking pumped about this Mustache Bash. People spent a month growing up mustaches. We made T-shirts with Tom Selleck's face on it. Like, again, we've discussed Serena with the mustache, but this was fun. Now,
agree.
People love getting dressed up. People love themes. People love events. People love yearlies, something to look forward to. So with your close friends, relationships are changed. Everybody's going to be moving. You know, the song, When We Grow, I Remember, it's going to be playing in the background.
Right. Graduation, vitamin C.
Exactly. So what you need to do is create some fun events that you can start now that can become city suburb things that you can. There's going to be a different event for the city than there would be in the suburb. Your friend with the yard is going to have a different themed event than you're going to have. I think this is like in the land of creativity. Let's get creative. I
think that you can't. Yeah, I think you also the predicting of the future. Well, in 3 years, you don't fucking know. You might hate all those people that you were friends with. Probably not though.
Yeah, you're gonna make new friends.
And I agree. Like every year, I throw a big birthday party. You didn't show up.
I missed it this year.
Doesn't play my card game. Does it? He fucking hates me. Whatever. Anyway,
huge fan.
Yeah. Okay.
Love seeing you out. St. Theo's. We got to do a St. Theo's night.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna let you plan that date. Okay. So basically, like I do a party every single year. It's called HBD SFK Happy birthday, Serena fucking Kerrigan. Let's fucking go. But it's like become this like.
Hold on. Say the acronym again.
Happy birthday, Serena fucking Kerrigan. Let's fucking go. HBD SFK LFG.
I love it. Is there T-shirts for this? This is a T-shirt opportunity.
There was a lot of merchandise. Alas, you couldn't make it.
Okay.
Anyway, I've done this party since I was 21, and it's become now this like people fly to New York for the party. My friends that live in LA or in Rochester, New York, in the country, like so in Maine, like, and I think that that's like a big thing. I think my other friend, she has a house in Connecticut, suburbs. She has a pool party every year. Same time around every year. So I think like you can start making these traditions that will unite everyone together.
Create your own Thanksgiving. That's what it is. Thanksgiving's the best holiday of the year because it's
the same time every year.
Same time.
Consistent. Yeah.
No gifts for anybody.
Nope.
You just feed your fucking face and that's it. And
drink.
sit and drink and you sit in your sweats and you hug your loved ones. Let's create some. And I hate Friendsgiving. I love creating summertime Thanksgiving, springtime Thanksgiving, but don't call it Thanksgiving. Don't call it Friendsgiving.
Let's
give it, pool party. HBD, SFK, LFG, whatever it is. I almost nailed it. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. We're sponsored people. Ooh, Upstart. We've all been there. You get hit by an unexpected expense or bill. When that happens, it can feel like the weight of the world is coming down, and it's normal to not know where to turn. Luckily, Upstart is here to help. Upstart-powered personal loans can help you pay down high-interest debt, all online with simple and easy-to-understand payment terms. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, Upstart can help you get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Upstart knows you're more than just your credit score, so their model considers other factors like your income and employment to find you a smarter rate for your loan. You can check your rate in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000 without impacting your credit score. You can even receive funds as fast as one business day after accepting your loan. This is huge, people. Also, if you're dealing with credit card debt and you can get a better rate with Upstart and you can check it without impacting your credit score, that's like finding money in your pocket. So don't wait. Check your rate today at upstart.com/JTrain. That's upstart.com/JTrain to check your rate today. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/JTrain. Here with Serena Kerrigan at Serena Kerrigan. Let'sFuckingDate.com. AA isn't an option. Okay. I like this question.
Okay.
JTrain. Feather. This is a more serious question, but we'll greatly appreciate your advice. I like a serious question every now and again. My best friend is what most would call a boss bitch. Okay.
Imagine if someone wrote in a question about me. It's like fuck.
She added fuck into her name at a young age. No,
okay.
It's a boss bitch. Yes. She excels in a male-dominated, highly paid corporate job.
Definitely not me.
Okay. She's generous and thoughtful, and we have been close friends for 5 years when I moved to the city. Again, new city friend. The problem is she is a highly functional alcoholic and has been since I met her. She basically drinks a whole bottle every night with a sleeping pill. She'll sneak wine in her purse if we go out, and honestly, I dread going out with her because she gets too drunk and sleepy. Yeah. She's not a menace to society when she's drunk, but I'm genuinely worried about her as she has had a few accidents where she injured herself. One was quite serious. Okay. She's done therapy before, and she admits she drinks too much, but it's not like alcohol is ruining her life in the traditional sense. I don't know what to say to her. Sincerely, how does I make sure she doesn't kill herself with it when everyone else thinks she's killing it? This is very difficult.
Well, interesting that the subject was AA is not an option because I feel like
that's a very good option.
That's a great option.
Yeah,
because
of all the options,
I think there's a lot of stigma when it comes to addiction because I think that when you say, oh, like she's a high functioning woman, so she probably is in denial, about. But I think it's like on a spectrum, right? Like you can have addiction issues, you can be abused, that's a very strong word, alcohol without and still be high functioning. And I don't know, I think
it's interesting that you're like abused and it's a strong word because that's kind of the land we live in now, that these things get overlooked because we all kind of joke around, oh, I'm such an alcoholic, right. I went out,
but really I'm not,
but I'm not,
or and are we
or exactly. So like this person, someone gets left in the cracks of those words that we're using kind of wrongly, which is like, and again, this is a serious topic. If you're dealing with alcohol addiction, I mean, I could understand if someone is dealing with their own sobriety, the languaging around people who party would be annoying because you're like, you're using, high functioning, it's like when someone uses like trauma and they're like, because they had a breakup and the breakup was just a normal breakup. You go,
well, it could have been trauma.
It could have been. That's a thing. Though.
But no, I mean, I think
if
that
we don't use these words carefully, people get left in the cracks. And I think this is a person who's like, I'm killing it. And I drank too much. A pill with my bottle of wine. You go, she's mixing.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, that's the
thing.
I
don't drink a whole bottle of wine to the face.
Exactly. Like that sentence, mixing pills with alcohol, we're in a different world. And but we're not professionals. We don't know. And that's the thing. You're not a professional. So when you go to her, she goes, that's your opinion. We're drinking together. So that's even harder.
I think in a situation like this, I would come from a place of like not accusing, no labeling, because exactly like I think it needs to come from emotion. I think it would be good being like, I need to talk to you. I feel scared. Like I feel, like I see you, and and just say things that she can't really negate. She can negate that she's a high functioning alcoholic. She can negate that because she's like, who the fuck are you to tell me that? But she can't negate your feelings. And I think if you come from like, it makes me really sad, what can I do to help you? Like I'm really nervous. I don't know. I feel like maybe that's a different approach.
I think that's
if someone came up to me and said that,
I think that's fair because the part of this email that got me the most was honestly, I dread going out with her because she gets too drunk and sleepy. Some people being not fun is their biggest fear. Like
I had an issue with a friend of mine who every time she would go out, she would drink, she would just overdrink and become hysterical. Okay. She's my best friend. And I approached the situation wrongly. I was just like, you have like a drinking problem, right? And that came off, first of all, like, who the fuck am I to say anything?
But you're there with me, she's probably saying.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. And I do drink, but I think I know my limits. I try to, and I don't get, I'm pretty like easy drunk regardless. I said, I was like, I think you have a drinking problem. And immediately I lost her, right? I lost that argument. I lost whatever kind of progress there. And what ended up happening was almost when we kept going out together, I think it even made her more anxious because she thought that I was judging her. So she would drink even more. So then eventually we got into kind of a confrontation where I was like, she was like, it really hurt my feelings. Like, I don't have an issue. Like, that was fucked up. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I just want to have fun with you. And sometimes it's like, it becomes like annoying. I'm telling you after that conversation. But I was like, you're right. You don't have a problem. Maybe like we just weren't having good synergy in our energy or whatever. Since then, it's been great.
I love that story because it's true. It's the two sides of the coin. It's the accusation versus the, hey, I'm just trying to have fun with a friend and I'm losing that friend. But this is all kind of talk that happens at like an intervention. So the idea, I think like you sit with people and you tell them, I loved you when, I've seen them on TV. I don't know. Again, we're not professionals. We don't know. We're talking out of our ass. We're talking in an empathetic way about in
just
ways
based off of our own experience.
Yeah. So, but I would also say this might be grounds for a professional. Like it might be grounds for like talking to her family.
I was going to say that, the parents.
Yeah, the parents.
If you really thought it was an issue.
Right.
Because my friend like literally would just cry over like guys. So I was like, okay. But if my friend was physically falling, hurting herself, that's when I think the line becomes crossed.
And I think.
Mixing,
mixing. And then I think just it has to be done sober. And it has to be like, it has to be an olive branch, not an accusation. And it's like.
Don't start the conversation with, you have a drinking problem, you're a high functioning alcoholic. Do not say I feel. Always come from I feel.
Yeah. I feel like I'm having less fun with you.
Or I feel scared. Because she does feel scared. Or he or whatever. Like they feel scared.
JTrain podcast at gmail.com. JTrain podcast at gmail.com. Here with Serena Kerrigan at Serena Kerrigan.
These are great
Go
questions.
follow. We get the best. Very deep. Very wonderful questions.
They trust you.
They trust the show, I think. We're sponsored, though. You know who I trust? Listen. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Life can be overwhelming, and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless, or trapped detachment and fatigue. I'm going to tell you right now, I feel a lot of burnout myself. This is a tough, I think from the pandemic, we have had 3 different lifestyle changes in a very short amount of time. It's normal. You had your pre-pandemic life, you had your in-quarantine life, and now you're coming out of it, and it's all change, and it's hard. So I think any of our roles in life can lead us to feeling burned out, and BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. Here's what I'll say about BetterHelp. I don't know if it's the final solution for you and what you're going through mentally, but I can say it's a great toe in the water. It's a great way to, because I always talk about like, who do you go to? What do you do? And then you start questioning, then you end up doing nothing. BetterHelp is a great first option. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. Give it a try and see if online therapy can help you lower your stress. JTrain podcast listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/JTrain. That's BetterHelp.com/JTrain. Here with Serena Kerrigan. I love this one. Is a single summer worth losing a great connection?
No.
No?
No. I mean, I think that it's worth exploring that connection, but ultimately, like,
Wait, Explain that. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, like, why would you? So you have a great connection with someone. You've been on like multiple dates with them. They're amazing. You like them, and you're giving it up so you can like fuck around over the summer. I don't know. In my opinion, it's hard to find a really great connection.
That's an interesting. I like that perspective. Let's get into the email. JTrain, OG listener here. Love all your pods.
Sorry, I thought that was the question.
No, I think it's a great answer, but
I didn't even hear the question. Sorry.
It's okay. No, I'm with you. How great is it if you're looking to like give it up? You know, like that's
Facts.
if you're asking this question.
You know the answer.
I'm nearly out of a relationship. We dated for 6 years, broke up in the fall, but he didn't move out of my house until right around the holidays. Since then, I've gone on some dates and tried to have fun, but I told myself I would be single through the summer. I started dating my ex when I was 21 years old. I'm now about to be 28 and feel I've never had any time on my own as an adult. I think it's important for me to learn to be alone before jumping into something serious. I finally really like myself in my life. I have tons of fun things and trips planned with friends, and I'm really happy for the first time in a while. Enter a Hinge date that went too well. He's amazing, so good looking, so fucking nice. We have the best conversations, similar interests. He has a great job, checks all the boxes. Our first date was amazing. We already made the second date plans while we were there. Since then, he has stayed over at my place a couple times. Great sex. We've gone to a few NHL games, and we've gone out to eat a few times a week for 2 months. He told me that he is absolutely okay with taking it slow, which I liked. I will fully admit we are pretty much dating without the title. Neither one of us are seeing other people, obviously spending a lot of time together, etc. He was not okay with it when I told him I might want to wait till September to make things official. He said he's already treating me like his girlfriend. We get along really well, get along with each other's friends, and the only thing that's missing is the title. After such a long relationship, I'm not sure I'm ready to have a boyfriend so soon, but I also don't want to lose him, which I know is selfish. What do you think? Cut it off for single girl summer, or accept that the guy is great and maybe worth taking the leap for?
Wow.
Tough situation.
Tough. I mean...
But your initial statement stands, but
so I want to stand by it, but I also am like, if this was really, I feel like there's some things that maybe she's not telling us because she's like, he's perfect, but I don't want to be official. It's like, I'm sorry, but like, if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. And it's not giving fuck yes. It's giving on paper, it's a fuck yes.
Yeah.
He's giving you commitment. He's good looking. He's checking all the boxes. But I think like, if this was your person, you wouldn't care about going to Mykonos and making out with some disgusting like person, that you're never going to see again. Versus, right? Am I
I'm
wrong?
going to use a saying that, considering the timing isn't probably very good, but you can't be half pregnant. You got to go considering what's going on in the news. But I would say she's looking to be half pregnant. She's looking to have. I like this guy. He's cool, checks these boxes, but I want this. I think the remedy to her situation, the answer will provide itself. I think she's afraid to lose a good hand. And I think they say, I'll give an even better saying, scared money never wins. When you go to the casino, if you're playing with money that you're afraid of losing, you don't win shit.
So then what do you think?
She's got to dump it. End it.
Yeah.
End it.
Right.
Live without him. You might have a month and go, you know what? And listen, you went on a Hinge date to find a guy. So like you went on the Hinge date. Great. We had a great time. Okay. I'm still thinking of this single girl summer.
Then, yeah.
End it. Now, you might go 2 weeks. Here's the problem. It's like this, and I
You think that she's going to go 2 weeks without him and want him back?
She might, but give yourself the chance to want him back.
See if you miss him.
Yeah. Like, let's see if you... And everyone is redeemable. Every relationship's redeemable if two people are on the same page. It might take some work, but at the same time, you got to go, hey, like, we tried this. I am not ready. And there's nothing worse than dating someone on a different timing than you. Like, I've dated people where I'm like, I know I'm below where they are. And you feel it. It makes you anxious. You wish you were there with them, but you're not. And it's like, I need to get out of this to get some perspective on it.
I think that that's really true too. I think also like the fact that they're in limbo right now is the problem. They're not single, but they're not dating. They're not official. Like I think that that's another issue too.
He's also revealed. I do this thing called the reveal, where I'm like, instead of like the talk, I think the reveal is a better move. The reveal is basically like, I want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And he said that. He goes, I got everything but the title. And she goes, and it's like
no.
now, the lights have been turned on, the bar's closing.
You can't go back, yeah.
You see what they really look like, and you go, oh, I don't fucking know about this. So that's what's happening right now. So he's revealed. You have looked into yourself. You've gone, wow, it wasn't a yes on that. It's time to break it off. But I don't want to say break up to get back together. Break up to get perspective.
I agree. I mean, I my last relationship, the guy was like way ahead of me than I was with him. And I just remember when he asked me to be his girlfriend, like I had that like trickle of doubt. And then I was like, oh no, I'm just not used to a guy being so nice, so into me.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? So not toxic and like whatever. And ultimately, I know. I just that doubt, like that's your gut.
And the problem is you feel evil because it's like,
feel awful.
I got love for you. And they're handing you love. And everyone's like, this is what you want.
And then you get the ick.
And then you got to turn it down.
Then you get the ick.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com.
Sorry, I feel like I kind of just like, it took me a while to develop, but I think that ultimately my North Star is if it's not a fuck yes, it's a no. And I really like everything in my life. Food, clothes, people, friends, like guys. Like it's just like if I don't have that fuck yes feeling, then next.
But it's very hard when it's a yes. And you go, but it's not a fuck yes. And you go, and I've had that in my life. I understand that completely because you're going, I'm in something good. And everyone's telling me how. Yeah,
and you start second guessing yourself.
You second guess. Yeah. This is what she's doing. I think like she wrote the email. She's got all these fun plans for the summer. And I do think this, like, I think the fuck yes, fuck no mentality gets mixed in with also you can't come back to a fuck yes. You can come back to that. You could go right now. No. And then later you go, you know what? That's exactly
But you know what you
needed.
should do this summer? Do it for the fucking plot. That's what you should do.
And go to letsfuckingdate.com.
Bring this on your trips.
So
you can flirt with some men abroad.
Let's do one more. It's been fantastic. Thank you for coming.
Of course,
on.
absolutely.
This is so great.
Fuck yeah,
Everyone go
do
follow Serena
We're
Kerrigan.
neighbors, baby. We could just do it all the time.
Every day, come here. We'll tape a podcast and get it over with. Okay.
You can cut me a fat check.
Friendships and money. Jared, Feather, big fan. I'm writing you today. We had two more. How much time we got? We're at the end. Okay, let's do this. I'll give you the choice between two.
Okay.
Roommate situation or friendships and money?
Roommate.
Okay. We did kind of a money one already.
Yeah.
Okay. Roommate situation. Hi, Jared. Feather. Thanks for the hours of entertainment during the past 2 years. I have a situation with my roommate / best friend, 26, female.
Okay. That was the same place.
There we go.
Let's go.
About 3 months ago, she started hooking up with a 23-year-old janitor who lives with his mom. Because he lives with his mom, he's been over almost 5 nights a week, every week for the past 2 months. She wouldn't introduce me to him until I forced her to by staying outside when he was coming over. And she won't talk about him unless specifically asked. She's been more than an hour late to work more than 5 times in the past week and a half because of him. Our utilities have gone up more than $30 a month when he's been here, and she's been leaving the apartment a mess ever since this began.
Bless you.
Thank you. Never cleans up after them. He also yelled "Hi, my name" at me repeatedly through the door when I came home the other day, which felt antagonistic and like I wasn't welcome in my own home. However, she acts like everything is normal and that this isn't happening in the hour I actually see her every week. The relationship is clearly strained, but we're both avoiding saying anything. I'm concerned about her becoming actively a worse person, late to work, eating fast food every day, not speaking to her family who also don't know about him, but I feel like I can't say anything because she says she's happy. How do I address this concern without ruining the friendship? The not happy roommate. What do you think?
This is the thing that I've learned in my 28 years on this earth. Every problem arises from the lack of communication.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks like if I say something, the friendship will be ruined. No, you know what's going to ruin the friendship? Not fucking saying something. That's because whatever you say is never worse than actually saying how you feel. And again, coming out of it, not like I hate your boyfriend, he sucks. That's not what you say. You go, hey, ever since you started dating this guy, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like, I've noticed you've gotten late to work. Like I'm concerned, come from a place of concern, of care, come from a place of hurt because you feel hurt. You feel like you can't live in your own apartment. You feel neglected, and just also a lot of times people date people, that they, aren't maybe the best for them because they don't believe they deserve better.
Well, I'm with you 100% on we got to communicate this. Like avoiding this ain't going anywhere. Here's where I differ a little bit. I, again, agree with you. We got to go through the awkward. But through the awkward, I think even talking about him,
he doesn't exist, right? It's just their friendship.
Exist. It's just us. It's just the roommate. Make it about the roommate situation.
Yes.
Get him the fuck out. And understand, your apartment is their relief from him living at home. Like, I like what she does. Like, this emailer is hilarious to me. She writes that he's lives with his mom. He's a janitor. None of that matters. He's there 5 nights a week.
Yeah,
that's the only fucking thing that matters. My living space is being encroached upon by the 5 nights a week. I
didn't sign up for a third roommate. Yeah,
roommate.
exactly.
That is it.
That's it.
Fuck the boyfriend stuff. Fuck her life. Fuck her fast food.
Really?
No. Because to me, these are all judgments. You're not Judge Judy. No.
Talk about what affects you actually personally. Yeah.
Let's talk about the contract. We signed a contract. Like we're done. You've used emotional currency to take advantage of me. We have a contract. We're roommates. We pay this much a month, that much a month. I did not sign up for the third roommate that smells like Windex from his job.
It's so funny because I was in a similar situation. This was the last boyfriend that was like in love with me and I was not there. But he had moved from California to New York. So it was like living with his parents uptown. Obviously, he didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of time in my apartment when I just had moved in with my best friend roommate, same age, 26. Yeah. And, I felt a lot of guilt about it because I was like, this is not what she signed up for. There needs to be boundaries. And she didn't even ask me, but I put the boundaries. I said, you can't stay here every night. This is not like, you're not paying rent. You're not paying for shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think she's feeling the same way. Yeah. That's why she's not introducing
and by the way,
parents.
You're valid. You're right. Yeah. That's the thing. She knows deep down that this is not a good.
So, and again, if you make it about the physical structure, the contract you have in place, there's no denying that.
Right.
There's no, well, you're just single. Like, that's like oh, you're just jealous. Oh, you don't like when I'm happy. Oh, and it's like, no. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
I pay this much. I want the fucking, the den space.
I think that's a fair trade. But always bring it up. Like,
yes.
Always. Just not drunk.
JTrain, not drunk. JTrainpodcast@gmail.com. Serena Kerrigan, thank you for coming on.
Lovely.
So fantastic. So great to have you on. Everyone go follow Serena at Serena Kerrigan. Go get the card game, Let's Fucking Date, letsfuckingdate.com, at Serena Kerrigan on all platforms. I'm Jared Freid. We're here every Monday with your emails, your stories, your questions. Keep sending them in, JTrainpodcast@gmail.com. Back next episode. Boom.